All right, where were we? Hey guys, just working here, training some AI. What's going on? So right now I'm working on some chat models, just training those. It's pretty boring, but it's interesting, I guess. It's a job when I'm unemployed. It's gig work, 1099. Oh, come on. If you're watching, drop in the chat. All right, I see there's 3 of you now. Where's my phone? There it is. Wow. 5 of you are watching me now. How exciting. I'm just trying to find a job today. I've got YouTube playing up here. I don't want the copyright strike or whatever. Some of these job postings are ridiculous. Like, I can almost make more going and doing fast food, and some of these are wanting like a master's minimum, and I'm like, get real. What is today? Today's day 36, I think, of being unemployed. And I've not actually had an interview for a job I've applied to. I had a nonprofit reach out, or not, I had a nonprofit reach out that I do some volunteer work and asked for my resume. And then I talked to a company a week ago today, maybe a week ago tomorrow. I don't remember. I think it was a week ago today. And again, I hadn't applied to a job there. They had saw my LinkedIn post, and the CEO commented and was like, "Hey, let's have you talk to our COO," which turned out was her husband. Small company in the trucking space. But we talked for like 43 minutes. And I haven't heard anything, so I doubt I do. But again, it wasn't one I actually applied to, so there's that. Hmm. Just looking through these things is mind-numbing and tedious. And then you'll see them and they're listed as this is a remote position, and then you get like 5 minutes into the application, it's like, this is not a remote position. You will be required to come to Nome, Alaska. And it's like, that's not what your listing said. So annoying. So since I've been unemployed, I've been watching a ton of Mr. Beast, like Beast Reacts, Mr. Beast, Beast Philanthropy. It's a interesting guy. I even applied to work for him. That was 2 or 3 weeks ago. He had a video with ZipRecruiter that had at the end of the video he was like, "Yeah, I got all these open postings." I didn't apply to one of the open ones because none of them I was qualified for, but they had just a good catch-all. I figured, why not? What the heck? Probably got as good a chances as that as a lot of these other ones I've applied to. So it is what it is, I guess. I had wanted to make a bunch of money earlier today doing this 1099 contracting, training AI chat models, but the system was down. One second. So the system was down and it came up a little bit ago, but I just wasn't, I'm not in the headspace for it. I did it for about 2 hours today. And then I'm just like, I cannot think of things to use to actually train it. Got to figure out what to do with this channel. You'd think with all this time off, I'd be making actual videos, but Like I've been doing this 1099 stuff, sometimes as many as 11 hours a day, 6 days a week, just trying to make money. Like I've got the next Cobra payment coming May 1st, and that's $700. Almost, like a 12th of what my severance was, something like that. And that's not to mention our bills, and we can like pay the mortgage and stuff off my wife's income, and she covers like the propane, but I cover the electric, and I do a bunch of other stuff, plus my phone, my car, and my insurance, all this. So it's like I just feel like I can't relax, I can't sit down and just like do nothing. I pretty much have to be either looking for a job or doing the 1099 work. If I'm not, then I feel like I'm screwing around and should be making money. Which, I've made it almost up 45% of my severance so far doing the 1099. But of course, I lose a good chunk of that to self-employment tax. So while I have that money, it's set aside to pay the taxes. If this goes on several more weeks, it'll be to the point where I just have to make a quarterly estimated payment, or they'll try to charge me interest on the taxes. So yeah, fun times. But it's completely robbed my ability to like just sit down and watch TV and like relax and not do anything. I constantly feel like I have to be doing some work. There's 22 of you now. Good grief. Oh. Like I feel like a lot of these jobs, they're just not even actually trying to hire. They're just seeing if they can get more qualified people for less money. Like, kind of ridiculous. There's 61 of you. what are you people doing with your day? Like, whatever. I'll take it. I'm gonna put this other earmuff on. I want to hear this video. Right now, I'm watching a Mr. Who's the Boss where he bought every Nintendo handheld ever. He's talking about the Game and Watch. The Game and Watch is interesting because it started as like some guy was playing with a calculator or whatever, just screwing around. And I remember in the 90s, there were those little watches that had basically Game and Watch style games on them, and they were calculator watches too. I had one of those. I thought I was really cool. Mind you, even for a child, like the buttons were so tiny and it was just impossible to play, but it's kind of fun. That actually makes me wonder if any of you have Apple Watches. Are there like any kind of simple games on them now, or has anybody made like a Nano Pet or a Tamagotchi? I had the first generation Apple Watch, and I just kept banging the watch face into like metal door frames and had a scratch on it pretty quick, and stopped wearing it. Ended up selling it. I think I had it about a year, and I got all but $100 back, I think, even though it had a decent scratch on the watch face. Do you think Elon Musk is looking to hire a CEO yet? Maybe I could put my hat in the ring to take over Twitter. I probably have as much chances of getting that as I do anything else, right? Interesting. I was just testing the chat there with another account because there's 207 of you, and no one's saying anything. And I know someone reached out to me on Facebook and told me that, well, my patron reached out to me, Jimmy Greason, and said that he can't type in the chat. Can any of you say something in the chat? I guess you're all just shy, huh? Well, if no one has questions for me, for those of you with a Nintendo Switch, is it worth it? Obviously, I can't afford to buy one right now, but and when I can't afford to buy one, I probably won't have the free time, but whatever. I've got all my Game Boys in there and stuff, and flash carts, and tons of titles, all my original titles, and some more I bought since. But I kind of wonder what that Switch is like. I've never actually played with one. Funny thing is, I'm doing this stream in hopes of getting a little bit of ad revenue, but I'm probably using more money on these 6 can lights just to light myself than I'll make. The joys of life. This is the kind of stuff I think about now that I'm unemployed. $195 of you. That's ridiculous. So yesterday, I pretty much lost the whole day. I had to take my mother to the hospital for her CT assisted biopsy. And, we were there about an hour and a half before they took her back. And then they did it. And then it's like 4.5 hours, 5 hours till we got to leave. And then an hour drive back here, and I had to stop and get her food. And she wanted to go to the dollar store, so I got her some stuff because she had to stay the night here because of the not really a sedative, but whatever kind of local anesthetic they gave her or whatever. And then she didn't leave here until about 9 o'clock this morning. So, yeah, I wanted to get the yard work done yesterday. I went out today when it was 40 degrees outside and cut about a third of the grass. But it was 40 degrees, so I was getting cold. But at the same time, I was sweating. And I was just like, I can't do more than a third. This is that's all I have in me. I would really like to have a riding mower. Like when we first moved in, it just wasn't a thing. It wasn't a priority because money. And then last year I was like, well, I have the money, but how am I going to get it home? I'd have to we've got cars, so I'd have to get it delivered. Then if I ever needed to have it serviced, I would have to find someone that could come get it with a trailer and take it, like if something broke on it or whatever. I just didn't get one. Now I wish I had one. Although even with one, the yard would still kind of be a pain just because it's so chaotic and there's stuff like everywhere. Random bushes from the previous owners and just all kinds of stuff. But it would definitely be nicer than, walking almost 0.6 acres worth of push mowing. Well, I guess with the house and stuff, it'd be more like 0.55 probably. But it definitely ticks my move ring. If I cut it over 3 days, it'll get me into the double on my move ring on my iPhone, like each day. And then I still got to go out and trim after that. Just weird to me that there's 179 of you and none of you are chatting. Oh man, it's only 3 o'clock. I am starving. I need my wife to get home from work. The one worst part, or the one bad thing, probably the worst part, other than not having any money coming in about unemployment, is the fact that I've got these CRT TVs. The one I can't fix, it shuts off after a few seconds. But the one that works, the Magnavox that my in laws brought me, I played Mario for like a minute on it just to see if it would work and how the screen looked and stuff. I've wanted so bad just like sit down and play Nintendo, but like I could be making money. So I won't sit down and play Nintendo. It's kind of annoying. All right. This is like the third day in a row I haven't found any jobs to apply to. Not good. So I guess I'll go back to doing some AI chat training here. There's 205 of you. That's just kind of weird. Like, why are you watching me? You know what I want to do? I want to actually play a Nintendo 3DS. I had the original DS. It's in the other room. Surprisingly, the battery in it still works too, because I think it's like, is it NiCad or is it nickel metal hydride? I don't know. But it still holds like a 2 or 3 hour playing charge. That battery's got to be 17 years old. Almost 19 years old. Came out in November of 2004. And that's when I bought it too. I bought it when I was working at Best Buy. I never really played too many games on it though. I would play Super Mario 64 port, and then some Need for Speed that was on it. I played a ton. Never really played anything else on it. Oh, pardon me. I'm tired. I had to eat at the hospital yesterday, and the food was just garbage. And I had my joints all inflamed last night, so I didn't sleep very well. Plus, I'd been hunched over the cafeteria table. My back was just toasted, and I couldn't get comfortable. Fun times. There's 216 of you. Chat must just be broken. I'm looking at the settings here. Curious and curious. Oh, 211. Good grief. And most of you have been watching for the full like 34 minutes. I do not understand the internet, man. Not in the least. I have too many windows open. I just wish I'd hear from. I'm waiting to hear from 2 companies, presumably, and then my friend, and then I've applied to a gajillion jobs, and it's just like crickets out there. Not unlike my comment section. Like, I feel like the simulation is intentionally blocking communication with me. I don't know. That's gone flat. Not good. Like, I'm just so grateful that I found this contract thing for the training the uh, AI models. Like, that money coming in is very nice. I think I made about $4,200 or something, not including what I've done today. I've only been doing it for 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. I signed up 5 weeks ago, but you have to do like qualifications, and then I had to wait a week for some of those, and then some more came up. And I think the project that I'm working on now took the better part of 2 weeks for me to get on, but it's nice. I hope it lasts for several more weeks. Let me touch some wood. There's still 191 of you guys here. That blows my mind. My YouTube queue has run out. Just let me queue up some more videos here real fast. There we go. So since I've been watching all these Mr. Beast videos, I think it's interesting that like every year he seems to have considerably changed. You go back like 5 years ago and he's swearing and saying stuff that would totally not fly today and much more immature. And each year you can just see him get like a little better and a little more mature. And that's a guy that's doing it right, man. So if any of you are in like the Indiana area, man, Pizza King sounds so good right now. Ugh. was thinking about that yesterday. I don't know if my stomach could handle it. Since I've gotten laid off, I've noticed like anything sugary just like messes me up, and anything super greasy just leaves me miserable. And I've got like pretty much around the clock acid reflux now. I hate Tums, but I've had to have them most nights before bed. Homographs. Let's make it do homographs. Sorry, I'm trying to think of things to train the models with. Can't really talk about what I'm doing. So I got to be very vague. But yeah, training some AI. Still 189 of you. Not sure why. I don't understand why there's so many of you watching. Anyway, I was rambling about something, wasn't I? Oh, I was rambling about Pizza King. It just sounds so good. That like tangy sauce and the super salty cheese and the little triangle pieces that are almost burnt. You get that nice crunch or some burnt cheese off the bottom of the Pizza King. If you guys are in Indiana or don't have a Pizza King, I think they're in a couple nearby states too. It's such good pizza. It's very greasy though, but very good. So back to jobs. Um, this nonprofit I do content moderation for. Dude, I would love so much to do that for a living. Not necessarily the content moderation, but like that and other things for that specific organization. So like hopefully something comes of that. Fingers crossed. It would be nice. Hmm. I just need a job. I really liked the job I had. I liked the people I worked with. It was great. I feel like most places I try to go, if I do, find something. Hopefully, I find something eventually. I don't have to go to like a factory or retail or whatever. But anyway, sorry, I got distracted. Um, the people in the job, I loved it. I loved all of it, and I'm just afraid I'm not going to find anything even remotely close to that again. Like it'll end up like FedEx, where I was just miserable every single day for 15 and a half years. Um, back to this nonprofit though, like I already know a lot of the people that work there, and I've had a online relationship with them for 6, 7 years now, and you could argue that I am the super fan or whatever, or at least the most dedicated one, which is why I started doing the moderation as a volunteer because I'm always there in the comments and um, so I might find some a good time there if they were interested in hiring me and I was even capable of doing something that they wanted to hire for. The pay wouldn't be the best in the world, probably wouldn't be anywhere near what I was making, but I think I would be down for it. Like I would definitely be interested. It looks like we lost 100 of you. You're down to 99. I guess talking about work scared some people off. Uh, I don't know. I'll just have to find a job first, I guess. Try to make the best of it. Um, yeah, it would just be nice to find something that was comparable to that again. Oh no, we're losing people. We're down to 65. Oh, that was fun while it lasted. I will admit I'm not entirely entertaining, and I'm just a head and shoulders. So I just thought I'd try to find a distraction in the chat, but the chat's not working. Now we're down to 31 people. Seems like everyone's fleeing. That's okay. If we drop below 10, I'll just call it for the day. You know what else sounds really good right now? A peanut butter and apple butter sandwich. Uh, it's got to be Peter Pan though. That's the only peanut butter I like. Yep, down to 15. I guess you guys really don't like the idea of peanut butter and apple butter. Try it. It's better than jelly. I don't like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I love peanut butter and apple butter sandwiches. Ooh, there we're under 10. I'll wrap this up here in a minute then. My my food choices don't seem to be welcomed. Next one, he's going to tell me you like peanut butter and fluff. I don't get people from the colonies. I think that's mostly like a New England thing. I think one of the big problems for me right now too is like I have that 15 and a half years of experience at FedEx, and it's hard to translate that to other things, even though it does. It's just hard to do it on paper. And then, like the stuff I did at my last employer, usually they want you to have a bachelor's or a master's in computer science to do that. Well, I was doing it without that. I also don't know like C sharp or Python or Java or R or and like a lot of those want you to know Python and or R at a minimum, plus know like Tableau and Power BI and these are things that I didn't use because I wasn't quite doing like a data analyst or data scientist role. I was doing like manual data cleaning and some data analytics and data stewardship and like 12 other hats that had nothing to do with data because it was a startup, right? Problem is, startups right now aren't getting venture capital money because, yeah, because the economy is taking a dump on itself. And then even if I did go to work for another startup, like statistically, it's likely to fail. So I would just constantly be worrying, is today the day? Because I did not expect to get laid off. Like I was on vacation. I worked Monday, Tuesday, then I took Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off. It was on a Thursday, I think. It was 5 weeks ago today, I think. I'm on vacation. It's my birthday. I'm going to get lunch with my wife. I get asked to join the all hands meeting because they're going to move it up a day. And I figured it was because we had a bunch of people going to MATS, which is a trucking convention, like the next Monday. And I know our CEO was going to go. And I figured she was going to be traveling. And then she just wanted to like move the meeting. And I had been there a little over a year. And my boss was hitting 2 years or had just hit 2 year anniversary like the day before. And I was like, oh, maybe he's going to get recognized, or maybe I'm going to get a promotion, or at least a title change. And they wanted me in the meeting. And then there was a waiting room. There's never been a waiting room. Initially, I thought maybe it's because I'm logged in on my phone, which I've never done before, because I'm literally sitting in my car in the parking lot, after we had just had lunch. And then the CEO goes, well, she was already choked up and destroyed. She's like, everyone on this call, you're laid off immediately. And I'm just like, okay, completely out of the blue. And then I saw earlier this week that they have job postings now. Mind you, it's in something that didn't exist because they're going a different direction, but it's like, couldn't some of us stayed? Like, maybe not me, but like some of the people that were let go, they could have probably immediately pivoted and gone to these new roles. I don't know if I'm cut out for startups after that. Like going into a startup, I knew that was going to be a thing, right? Because more fail than succeed. But I figured they had just had their Series B when I started. They had that was like $14 million or something. And I was like, oh yeah, that should last a couple of few years. Well, it's gonna last, but not with me there. I love the experience I got and everything, but it wasn't enough experience. I needed another year or two in that role for it to matter on paper, especially without a degree. And I had hoped I would get that, and I didn't. And you know, it is what it is, I guess. So like, I've looked at some startup jobs, but they're mostly looking for people that have 10 to 15 years of experience in a given role, and a lot of them are wanting master's degrees minimum. And a lot of those founders have Ivy League degrees, and I have a GED, and I'm still probably 2.5 years out from finishing my degree. So, yeah. Basically, I'm just kind of screwed, especially with all these people unemployed looking for work. I'm going to have to end up taking a huge pay cut probably and take a job that I don't want, or take a moderate pay cut and go work in a factory. And let's be honest, I'm out of shape and I'm 300 something pounds, like 308 pounds. Working 12 hours in a factory on my feet is going to last like 2 weeks. And then I'm going to get fired because I'm like dead on my feet and leaning on stuff because my feet hurt so much. I don't know. Well, I'd said I would end this at 10 viewers, but we're hovering at 9 for like 10, 15 minutes. Nope, one of the neighbors is mowing. I don't know if you can hear that or not. Probably, since I heard it over the headphones. Must be the guy right across the street. Well, to you faithful 9 people that are hanging on, I guess I'll wrap it up here. My wife will be home in about a half hour. And I need to empty the dish drainer, do the last bit of dishes that are in there. So, yeah, I had too many dishes to do earlier and had to wait. I like having those done when she comes home. So, yeah, thanks for stopping by, guys, gals, or whoever. Uh, I appreciate it. None of you joined chat, but I think there was an issue with the chat. So I won't hold it against you, okay? But next time, if there is a next time, get in that chat, right? If you're going through something, I hope it gets better for you soon. If you're unemployed like I am, or trying to find a better job, I hope you find one soon. Yeah, thanks for coming by, guys. See ya.